is not going to be done justice if you just take a photograph of it. Because I think seriously, what is this music? What is this music? It's hilarious. We've made it to Cameron Highlands and it is absolutely fantastic here. The weather is perfect and I mean everything is just sparkling under the sun, but apparently when it gets to lunchtime everything changes and it's rain and cold and rain supposedly. But we've already come from Tanaratana up to Bringchang. We've been to the temple, which is kind of modern Chinesey, kind of not that cool. And we are now heading up this path here all the way to that mountain up there, which is the highest peak in Peninsular Malaysia at 2,400 meters apparently.
You better sign change it last night and change all the sign.
Being on a bloody set tour, I reckon. It's awesome. You wouldn't know it by the amount of sweat coming off me, but it's actually really chilly in the rainforest. And thank God someone was here before us and put a sign, because we're almost halfway to the mountain. And thank goodness they put this road across here, because I think I'd be a little bit upset if we ended up taking the wrong track and it not being halfway. You got in an innate sense being in here, and there's like a helicopter going over at the moment, that when you're looking at this scenery and you're in this part of the world, it's something kind of eerily, you know, Ho Chi Minh Trail-like. It's kind of cool and kind of adds the whole little adventure, because after the first few kilometres of pretty much so 45 to 60 degree radiant, you kind of get a little bit into just the moment, into just the movement of walking on step up to step up to step, but the added stuff like that just brings you back into noticing what's around you. This is truly incredible. Something that's kind of really unusual about this forest, which I've never really noticed in another rainforest anywhere, is that there's these little poltergeists, like this one here. You can see that these leaves are kind of waving to you. And it's not just this one here, like all throughout there's little tiny pockets of leaves doing the same thing, just having a little wave, saying, come on guys, you can make it to the top. And it kind of does, it spurs you on. Can you, seriously, your entire life, ever imagine a more pretty seat than this? And look at this. I've even got little flowers to keep me company. How pretty. Oh, there's more. And there's even like a pick-me-up when you're too fat and lazy like me to get up yourself. Well, I really wish you could be here, because the smell is as bad as opposite as you could possibly get to Kuala Lumpur and any other town we've been through, which is just putrid. This smell here it's pretty hard to describe, but the closest thing to it, and I feel really weird saying this, but it's actually those little rainforest fresh things that you get and squirt around your house. Like, it's really a really pretty fresh. Okay, I'm not going to bother trying to describe it. It's just like those little bottles of rainforest fresh freshener. But we're past halfway, which is very exciting. It's only 1 kilometre, but as you can see, it's kind of a peak now, so it's all the way up, straight up.
What's that, 20 inches? Over 20 inches. 5.6 millimeters.
There we go. I think I found why everything smells so pretty. Because normally you would imagine that a rainforest would smell kind of like wet socks or wet dog, which is usually the case, especially in the subtropical rainforests of like Tasmania and that. Except where there's obviously a bit of an alpine conifer freshness. But this is it. There must be orchids or some flower right up on the top of the canopy, and it smells absolutely beautiful. There's heaps of them falling down here. There we go. Now we've found the explanation as to why it smells so good in this forest. Okay, I'm getting sweatier and sweatier and sweatier. But thankfully, the forest is really starting to open up. We're starting to get some views and there's some breeze coming in, which is just so refreshing. Even though it's cold, it is really, really stifling in here. And when you start to get openings like this, it really cools you down. One thing that we really noticed about the mountains of Malaysia, and especially the Cameron Highlands, is that the soil is so poor. It's really just some kind of orange chalk. But you can see why they do farm up here. It's this thick humus. That is just pure organic matter. And of course the farmers can come in, farm, cut down the rainforest, farm on this humus and get amazing crops. But the downside of it is that it usually lasts only 2 or 3 years, and then they've got to start using chemical fertilisers, which is usually beyond the means of the locals around here, especially in Indonesia, and that's why we've got so much deforestation going on, which really sucks, because rainforests like this you really want to stay around, so that just like 100 years ago the British who were living in Kuala Lumpur used to come up here and enjoy it. In 100 years you'd love the people in Kuala Lumpur to be able to come up here and enjoy it. In fact, anyone in the entire world come and enjoy and be able to smell the amazing smell that's up here, because it is truly incredible. Kind of looks pretty dodgy, but thankfully little Mr. Malay tour guides done all these bright orange dots, so you know that you're not going into some like gorilla lair or, you know, place with vipers, which actually I shouldn't say that because there probably is vipers everywhere around here. It freaks me out a little. Okay, so it's not raining yet, but I'm sure if we accidentally got stuck here by rain, a really cool and handy tree like this would be great to sit under. And also, strangely enough, there's one of these poltergeisty breezes coming straight through over here from the right, which is just magnificent, and it's just taking my sweat away like nothing else, and making me keen to keep going up. The operative word being up. We made it. Doesn't matter who you talk to, but this mountain is between 2,000 and 2,450 metres, and everyone we've spoken to has said some number in between there. So it's pretty cool. But of course we get to the top and we've just come, you know, up that incredible track, which, you know, climbing in and over roots and through mangroves, etc. And then these bloody Japanese butterfly catchers came up by taxi, because there's a road just here. So anyway, but it's worth coming here because, like every alpine peak, you have an amazing view. I mean, look, you don't get any better than that, do you? Seriously, it was totally worth the climb.
We can't see anything. The slugs come in, otherwise it would be amazing.